I think about the land of the free, America, I start to think that we began to lose stride. We began to lose uh, our ability to be a land truly sought after, because it be the fact a lot of people in America seek to get up out of America. A lot of folks move around in the 50 states of America, but uh, if we think about when we started falling off a track, we started falling off a track, and I'll go vice versa on it. When we started taking out uh, the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and I think I said that kind of improper, but y'all know I'm not a very educated man and don't have to pretend like I am. But when we started taking out I Pledge Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, we began to dumb down our children to the fact of a land of being um, thankful and grateful for being in a land that is so rich and so full of promises. I'll say it like that. And then the other thing that we started to do, we started to really pull away from the American Constitution. We speak about equality, yet equality is just something written on paper or something that's painted by putting different nationality up next towards a more prominent nationality individual, and we call that, equality. But equality is taking your hand and your foot off of any man or sister's back or neck and allowing them to be everything that they could be. Could you imagine being pacified to the point I'm a mechanic and I'm able to work on some of everything, but because of my skin color, I'm only allowed to work in the back of the shop when they got a transmission or a motor, and that's just theoretically speaking. That's being uh, persecuted and oppressed to a point of not letting the person reach their full possibility. And when that thing happens, it spreads down to the next generation. And I love that thing that Martin Luther King said, that he had a dream that all nationalities, and I'll just do the short version of it, of all different nationalities of children would be able to play together, you know what I'm saying, without looking at our skin color or our native tongue and somewhat. And I'll be honest with you, because uh, with a native tongue person standing there and the kid can't understand what, they may feel like something is different. But most children, you can get a child straight from a mother's womb. It don't matter if they dark skinned, light skinned, or Hispanic, and you can put them into an all speaking English house and they'll never speak a word of Spanish. You can take a Chinese child and put him in an all speaking Spanish household, and that child will never speak Chinese, not on its own natural. Now, if it go to school later on and do something. But the other thing that America started to fall about, now let me throw that in there too. You can take some children like the different strokes and put them in a good environment, and them children will barely know anything about the hood. They won't know anything about the hood because of their surroundings. So the difference with us is that some of us been raised with invisible chains and some real chains across our neck. And we've been oppressed to a point where we know how to survive in some. And some folks will look down up on that thing, but I love to see the lights go out and see who can hubba bubba then. But I'm not saying that's a good thing to be able or having had to go through real hard life situations. But what I can say is that somebody that never been through it really can't understand reason why somebody like myself will fight like I fight for true equality. Another thing America started to fall away from, and y'all need to check yourself and ask yourself, you know what, is he right or wrong? But we started to fall away when we started to make everything so politically correct. President can't get on TV and just say what he want to say, but he got to have a writer. Then he got to have somebody up there checking out his clothes design and the way that he said and so forth and all that other mess. That don't mean anything. What's coming from that president's heart for what he mean to do for this here country that we live in, that thing ought to be first and foremost. Don't matter if he get up there and say flop or say flop. You know what I'm saying? We understand that he mean, well, if we don't get this economy together, we gonna flop. But we want to be so politically correct, standing up there with a pretty towel, ain't talking about nothing. But because it looked good, folk ready to run with it. Another thing we started to fall apart on, when we started trying to take out the moral values, and I told you I was going reverse on this thing. When I think about some of the old songs, they did everything in their power to keep songs on moral values. I think about Charlie Brown them, and they when they were celebrating Christmas and they had to sing about Jesus Christ, because any way you chop that thing up, Christmas was put up on the calendar because Christians got together and set apart a day in remembrance of Jesus Christ. But nowadays we want to say happy holiday and X Christmas. And we wonder why we're falling apart. Another thing why America is in such a bad state that we in. Why we all jacked up, can't trust our own politicians to do the right thing. Everybody trying to look good, but ain't talking about a darn thing. And definitely ain't doing nothing beneficiary to us, but some selfish game of what their back thinking is all about. But I believe the founder fathers, they had an original type of American spirit. They had been oppressed and run out of England and wanted to do something different. And that's what we need to get back to. We need to get back to remembering that God is one nation under God. Because if you take away God, you take away the moral values, and you start getting commercials that's showing all type of stuff. Woman half naked, y'all know they put them nudity panties on, look just like they skin, and you got to double look, because a lot of women's are shaved down there. God dang it, they done put naked women's on the TV. My granddaughter might, my grandson might be watching that mess. So we need to get back to moral values. Everything, it used to be a time criminals hid. Now criminals just out there in the front running. Why I done heard so many brothers and sisters, talking about they gonna go into a store and steal, and they talk about that thing like it's cool, like it's well. And that's because America done got all jacked up. And the only way we gonna fix that is it got to start with me and you. Can't look to the president to do it all. I'm talking about the new president coming in there, y'all. Can't look for him to do it all. We need to help him out. Because you can say whatever you want to say, but that brother always talking about God. He's always pausing to take a picture with him praying. Always, always manifesting something about the Christians and about God. Said like that there. And those things right there, it's up under the Constitution for us to be able to worship and practice religion without being persecuted. And so we got to get back if we want America to survive. And y'all think it's a joke. Maybe y'all think our military is that strong, but we lost that war. Somebody know what I'm talking about. So strong as we may be, without the power of God, without having that understanding of what America truly stands for, the land of the free, the home of the brave, You know what I'm saying? We just an imitated without all of that. We just an imitated nation going about thinking that we something that we truly ain't. And the funny thing about that is somebody will pop your bubble, let you know you ain't what you thought you was, or really what you saying you are, because the bottom line of it is, if it walk like a duck and quack like one, that's a duck. So if America living on that moral value and we trying to press to be neighborly, because it started right there, being neighborly, one toward another, then we off to a great start, y'all. I am the founder of Americans Against Injustices. That's AAI, a subsidiary division of An American Original Spirit.wordpress.com. And we just kicked off a new one, Above the Naysayers Club. And all that simply says is that we pressing to be better in this country and land that we live in that we call home. Hey, and I love America. Don't know about you.